almost done with the cycling road, and this guy isn't a trainer, which means I have just beaten the very last one. And this guy here rates my performance, 6 collisions and over a minute. But I was fighting trainers! Come on! Come on, that's just way too harsh. And it turns out that apparently I'm holding the world record for that right now, even though I'm so terrible. Actually, I'm kidding. I know this is my personal record and not the world record, but still, it's fun to pretend. So now that we're back in Slateport, what we're gonna do is we're gonna buy a harbor mail for that lady who gives me the coin case, and thankfully it only costs 50 bucks. And yep, this is way down at the bottom there, and while I'm in the area, there's something that I want to do on there. And we're back. You may recognize this place. This is Granite Cave, and oh, come on, oh! Well, as you saw, it was some sort of, doesn't seem to be anything there. It's one of those puzzles where you have to use your mock bike to go over the floor that crumbles under you, and once you get back up, thankfully the floor is back. I don't know how they did it. Well, I got 2 words for that, and they are not apple pie. So I failed again. Come on, no. I wanted to see if there was something hidden in those rocks, because it happens sometimes. And now we got a random battle to break my current, well, I wouldn't call it a trance, but rather a state of being concentrated on the puzzle at hand. Thankfully, oh no, I was about to say that thankfully in the Sky Pillar there are no random encounters on floors with those floors that crumble, but when you fall down you end up in a floor where there are random battles. So come on, let's try this again. Oh, please, please, please. Ah, I should have turned in time. That's the problem with the mock bike. The momentum is a lot like, you know, Mario in oh jeez. Yeah, it's a lot like Mario in Mario 3. You have a hard time accelerating and you have a hard time braking. So I made it this time, and there is a rare candy there. Well, that's a pretty good reward, so I'm just gonna... Nah. Well, at least I already got what I wanted to get, so I'm just going to head for that ladder over there, and I will see you back in Mobile City. Okay, back in Mobile now. We're gonna hand that harbor mail to this woman here who is going to give me the coin case, which I absolutely need if I want to get the Thunderbolt for Kirlia and the Flamethrower for Combustion. And sadly, the fact that there is no Versus Seeker in the game means that I'm going to have to get them the old-fashioned way, through either the slots or the roulette, and my pick is going to be the roulette. So I'm going to collect coins, and I'll be back in a century. Well, I've done it! Finally! It's taken quite a while, but I finally have those moves. So I'm just gonna show you what those women here give you. And this one sells you coins for ridiculous prices, as usual, and still only 2 options for 50 and 500. And there are prizes, Double Team, Psychic, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam, respectively. And that woman here, usually it's Pokémon. No, this time it's starter dolls. Well, I got a Torchic doll for free, but this is just junk for a secret base, so it's utterly useless. So now that we've done that, we're going to actually make some progress in the story a little. So this is Wally, who wants to take the Mobile Gym, but his team still sucks donkey balls, so his uncle is going to try to make him listen to reason without having to resort to what I just said. And let's see the excuse he gives him. Instead of saying your Ralts still sucks ass. Yeah, I'm not pushing it. If I combine forces with Ralts, we can beat anyone. Dude, I've got a Kirlia with Thunderbolt. You're fucked. And he clearly didn't understand that because he's asking me for a battle. Unfortunately, this battle, while it's perhaps even easier than some of the battles I've met so far on the cycling road and Route 110 and so forth, I still gotta fight it if I even want to get into the gym. So, I guess I'm going to use Thunderbolt. It's going to be a lot more effective than Psychic. This should be a one-hit KO since Ralts' defenses are miserable. And there we go! And Wally's completely lost for words, on top of losing the battle, and well, he's just lost everything, I think. So he understood that, and he's gonna go straight back to Verdanturf. We're going to catch up with him in a few videos, as Verdanturf just happens to be our next destination, after a detour or two, but we're still gonna go to Verdanturf before taking on this gym that you see here. But before that, we're going to have a little talk from Wally's uncle, and yes, it's me. I don't know how he guessed that, but he certainly is rather perceptive for an NPC in the Pokémon world. Oh, and here comes yet another irritating NPC. Scott was watching the match. Yes, you creepy, stalking pedophile, you. Yeah. Okay, I idolize trainers like that. Well, could you please get your head out of between my buttocks, because there's not enough room for you, and if you show up there at the wrong time, you might get shit on. Now there's a trainer that I completely missed in the last video, so I'm gonna beat him now, or her. I think it's a her, judging by what little of the sprite we see. And yes, it's a her. So I wonder if you absolutely needed a bike to get through to this place, then how did she get through without a bike? Well, at least she's a psychic. Maybe she used the force mind control, or maybe teleported there. So it's not as if it was a bug catcher or a guitarist that ended up there. At least a psychic has an excuse or two. Oh yes, maybe it was a wonder that got her here. But anyway, since I just got out of the game corner, and this is the perfect opportunity to elaborate on what the games are in the game corner, well, there are the slots that are the same as they've always been. Oh, come on, no! Oh! I couldn't break in time, so I'm going to have to fight those two trainers at once. Well, can't win them all, I guess, but it's not like it makes that much of a difference. It's just a matter of personal preference. Besides, I'm gonna have to fight some double battles on the way, so one less, one more. So yeah, the slots, they're the same they've always been. No more, no less. They're still extremely hard to make coins with, except this time they added a little mini game called Real Time. I don't know the basics of it. I haven't found a single video on YouTube explaining that, and I couldn't even find a decent explanation on Google. Not just YouTube, but Google as a whole didn't even provide a single answer to what real time was. Now, hopefully one of you knows, because I am really curious to know what that is. One thing that I know, though, is that the Clefairy minigame in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum is a lot easier to trigger and gives you a lot more coins. And there's also the Roulette, which is sort of a carbon copy of the card flip game from Gold, Silver, Crystal, except now, well, it's a roulette version of it. And the thing that separates it from standard roulette is the fact that after the ball has been sent into one of the slots, it stays there, and you send another ball up to a maximum of 6 balls. So there can be as many as 6 balls in the roulette at one time. Of course, the balls that are already in the slot don't move, but it increases the chances you have of actually winning. So once again, the slots take your coins away, and the roulette gives you some coins. Very slowly. And by the way, there is a roulette table where you wager 1 coin, and another one where you wager 3 coins. I recommend that one if you want to actually make coins a little bit faster. But anyway, I've said it a lot lately that this was my last video for a while, but this time it's for real. We're only a few hours away from the opening ceremony, and I've done everything I wanted to do. I've gotten both of my TMs, so I don't know when my next video will be, whether it's a day or 2 weeks, but whenever it is, I will see you then. Take care.